Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Well, first things first, I can't find my hat. So, I have that haircut that all of my girlfriends had in high school. Do you know what I'm talking about? Or it's like down here and it was like real short on the sides. This is usually like real short. Look how like long it is. First things first. Second thing second. I feel like crap. I have felt like crap all day today, you guys. And my stomach has hurt all day today. I have literally been in and out of bed like all day today. I really haven't done anything. I laid on the couch for a while and watched Alex play Mario Kart, and well, my stuff is falling out of my fanny pack over here. I just have felt like crap. My allergies have been driving me nuts all day today. Alex has been sneezing. I've been sneezing. And the dogs have been sneezing. Boo Radley's been sneezing today. And then on top of that, my stomach has just been like torn up today. I don't know what it, I think I ate something bad. I don't know what it is. I think that pasta or something that I ate last night just did not sit well with my stomach. Here's my lip gloss. Although I have to say, I'm gonna put it on because it makes me feel better sometimes, but I don't feel, I just don't feel good today. I don't feel very glamorous to be putting on lip gloss, but I'm sorry, you guys. I would go back inside and look for my hat, but I just can't. I mean, I just can't find it. So I looked around and I was like, oh, screw it. They don't care. They don't care anyway. So, yeah, I got up today, and like as soon as I got up, my stomach was hurting, and like I felt real queasy all day today and like real shaky. And I don't have like a fever or anything. But I just felt really just not good all day. And so I just laid around the house all day today. I was gonna make videos, and then like I was laying in bed for a little bit. Alex was in bed all afternoon too. And I just was like, forget it, I'm not. And I made coffee and I didn't even hardly drink my coffee. And I kept on thinking it would kind of pass. And then, what was Alex watching earlier? I was listening to my audiobook for a long time, Molly's Game. I was gonna try to finish it today, but I'm not gonna be able to finish it. I'm too tired and I just don't feel great. That I just wanna sit here and, I don't know, we'll see how I feel afterwards, I guess. But Alex was watching, I think, The Flash. And so I went to go lay down. And that was at like 9 o'clock. And then he watched The Flash. And then I heard him start Vanderpump Rules. I was still like awake. I was like in and out of sleep. And he came upstairs to finish Ozark. He had like 3 episodes. And so he watched those in bed with the dogs. And then I fell asleep. And I woke up at about 1:30, 1:45. Yeah. And I had horrible nightmares when I slept. I like woke up and I don't know, it's just like not been a good day. I mean, it's been a fine day. I just haven't felt great all day long today. I had my meeting tonight. I didn't go to my meeting, which I was like really looking forward to. And I called Tanya like earlier in the day and I was like, I just don't feel good at all. And then I texted her like, she was like, well, if you don't feel good, just don't go to the meeting, you know, because we do like the Zoom meeting thing. And so I texted her like 20 minutes before and I said, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go to the meeting tonight. Which she said, I talked to her afterwards, she said it was a really good meeting, but I was just like, I don't know if it's just like a combination of all this junk that I keep on eating, or I mean, you can't eat like this for days on end without it affecting you, right? Anyway, that was kind of my day. I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. I was gonna get, my plan earlier when I was feeling a little bit better was, I was like, gonna get on here tonight. I'm gonna do like a whole vlog of like really funny, happy stories and, you know, blah, 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 whatever. But I don't even really know like what to talk about at this point. Do you know like when you get sick and you just don't feel great and you just like even when like people called me today, I like talked to them for like a minute or two on the phone. So I don't know. I hope I feel better tomorrow. It's supposed to be really nice tomorrow. It's supposed to be like 70, Tanya said. Well, she said 70, so it probably means like 65 or something. I thought I would go in here and read some comments in a second. Maybe that get me kind of like started talking about some stuff. I have the heat on and it's so hot all of a sudden. It like gets so hot in here really quick. It's cooler. It says 50, so you know that means it's like 30 something. It says 36 right now. Frost warning, a frost advisory. Okay. Oh, Wednesday, it is supposed to be 70. Oh my gosh. And sunny. Supposed to be nice tomorrow. Maybe I'll try to get up a little bit earlier and see if I feel better. And not stay up super late tonight. Maybe I'll vlog like, I don't know, a little bit shorter than I usually do. And try to get up tomorrow and feel better. And then because I didn't like feel good, and I wasn't going to really do a whole lot today, I was like, well, I'm just going to sit and watch Schitt's Creek. But I just couldn't like, I could not keep my attention on any one thing all day today. I just was like, I like tried to start watching some stuff, and then I would just be like, oh my God, I just don't want to sit here. I just don't feel that great. And I kind of just wanted to sleep all day long. So I really just didn't do anything all day today. Last night, when I got done vlogging, I listened to my audiobook for a little bit, Molly's Game. It's pretty good, actually. It's really interesting. I like it. And then, I went inside and I watched 2 episodes of Schitt's Creek, the last 2 episodes of the 2nd season. I have to say, I love this show. But like, when Alex was watching it, he used to talk about like how funny it was. Like, he was like, oh my God, this show is the funniest show in the entire world. I do think it's funny. I just feel so lightheaded. I do think it's funny, but I think it's just really sweet and kind of endearing too. And the last episode of the 2nd season was so sweet that I was like, I just want to like binge watch the next 3 seasons, or the next 3 seasons. And that had been my plan. Then I was like sitting in the living room earlier, and I was like thinking to myself, this is right before I laid down, I was like, oh no, this would have been after that. This would have been like when Alex came upstairs to bed sometime, because I was like laying there, and at first I couldn't fall asleep after he came up there, because he like came in with all the dogs and everything, and I like kind of woke up for a little bit. But I was like, okay, first I'm gonna make a video. Like, here's my next 2 videos on my drama channel. I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna do an onion chip or a sour cream, well, just a Ruffles chip and onion dip mukbang, reading beauty gurus' tweets and just commenting on them. And it's going to be called Reading Beauty Gurus' Tweets Onion Dip Mukbang. And then I was like thinking about the patio outside on our back patio, and I was like, I could make like a little fort, like when I was a kid, with sheets and stuff for the dogs, and put like a bed in there and all kinds of stuff. And then I could make them a fancy like cabana, poolside cabana. And I'm gonna do that as another video, and I tweeted that out. It didn't get great reception. I mean, I think 10 people were like, yes, please. I always have my best ideas late at night. My best laid plan, so to speak. All right, let's go into the comments a little bit because I don't have tons to talk about. I want to see what people have to say. Okay. Charlotte said, love you, Peter. I love you too, Charlotte. Sarah said, wishing everyone an amazing week. I know this is posted late, but better than nothing. Stay safe and healthy. Magic Me said, because I was talking about names yesterday, like what your name is. She said, my mom named me for the main character in her favorite book. They made it into a movie when I was a teen, so I saw it. The character was tormented by her religion and went back crap insane. I was like, this is what you named me after? So basically, your mom named you Carrie. So I know your name is Carrie. They're all gonna laugh at you. God, do you remember that movie back in the day? That's like my least favorite Sissy Spacek movie. I love Sissy Spacek. She's one of my favorite actresses of life, but like I literally cannot stand that movie. Except for what's the one, my friend Melissa's even friends with her because she's gone on all of those horror hound festival tours and she's met her like 50 times. Oh, why can't I think of her name? She always Melissa always talks about her whenever we watch. She was in Halloween. She played Linda in Halloween, and then she was in Carrie, and she looked identical. She had the pigtails. Why can't I think of her name? Oh my God. I wish Melissa was here right now. Let me look up Linda in Halloween. I cannot believe this. I was showing her fictional character. PJ Souls. PJ Souls. Melissa and I went and saw Halloween, like at the movie theater on Halloween night, like 4 or 5 years ago. And we were there. And she's like, I have to text PJ. And I was like, who? And she was like, PJ Souls, Linda. I have to text her. She was like, because she met her on like one of those tours and they became friends. So anyway, Sarah said, yay. Oh, yesterday's was almost a 2-hour vlog, too. I couldn't believe it. I had no idea it was going to be. Yay, 2-hour vlog with Peter. Do a 3-hour vlog one of these days. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. I will. I promise I will, but it will not be today because I just don't feel the greatest today. I'm hoping that, like, one of these comments will kind of, like, make me think of a story to talk about is what I'm hoping. Patricia said, I love Jim Dale's voice. It's very soothing. Okay, regarding the, like, Harry Potter books. My daughter has informed me that I also answer back to your video. I also would like a longer vlog. Love you, Peter. It cracks me up that you guys want a longer vlog than 2 hours. That's like a major movie. Do you guys realize that? Tiandra said, these vlogs are funny as hell. I love them. I feel like your best friend. That's how... Well, you correct. Don't change and keep it up. Thank you, Tiandra. Tiandra has a beauty blog. I was kind of like, because she was tweeting, look at this hair. She was tweeting me some stuff the other day. So, Tiandra, I was looking at your blog and everything, your Instagram blog, and it's very nice. But I don't know if you want me to share it. So if you want me to share it, let me know and I will. But I don't know if people are private about that stuff or not. Magic Me said, we play Animal Crossing religiously in this household, and you just reminded me that I haven't done my dailies yet. And yeah, you can buy the Switch and the game separately, or you can get the Switch with the game already installed. Those Switches usually have artwork on them from the game. Okay. Life with Henry the Maltese said, hi Peter, hi chat. I'm in bed, 12:05 a.m. I just wanted to know if anyone gets up in the early morning hours for a snack. Yeah, every day, those Oreos with the pop candy. I always do. That probably is why. I did have those early morning. I wonder if that's what made me sick. I woke up at like, well, I mean like for me, you know, like I woke up at like 9:30 or 10 after like being asleep like an hour or two. And I, like, ran downstairs, so I was, like, hungry, and had, like, a glass of water and some of those Oreos. I wonder if that's what made me sick. I had a half box of cookies for breakfast and a Diet Coke. This sounds like my diet. Went to bed till noon. Peter, you and Alex are the best. Hugs, Boo and Tucker. Aww. Okay, Rachel said the Nintendo Switch has been sold out for a while. I mean, because China manufactures the parts, and they were shut down for the. Okay, they got backed up, so they come into stock every now and then, but get sold out like that. I have been looking for so long. I would get one, but I don't even think I would play with it, honestly. Robin said, I really needed to hear Melissa's story about, like, the dog rescue stuff and what you said about doing something you are passionate about, so thank you. I'm in such a rut right now. I did something generic in college and have struggled to find anything that makes me feel excited and motivated, feeling very left behind. Love the vlogs. You know, I was just talking to someone the other day, like a recovery friend of mine, talking about she's, like, so stuck in college, and she, like, doesn't know what she wants to do, and she's, like, only has, like, a semester left, and, like, she's all these things, and she's just, like, all over the place. And I said, you know, have you ever just, like, thought about, like, just graduating with a general studies degree? And she was like, but then I won't be able to do anything with it anyway. Look at, you guys, my hair is, like, horrible tonight. This is, like, the weirdest hairdo in the entire world. And I was like, well, I said, there's a lot of people that graduate with general studies degrees, and they end up going to graduate school, or, you know, they end up deciding later what they want to do. You know, like, I don't necessarily, I mean, I graduated with an English degree, and I don't know that, like, I ever have used that English degree for anything. You know what I mean? Like, I can tell you I was probably the only English degree that got their master's degree in social work. I mean, everybody came from a psych background, or, you know, got their bachelor's in social work. Most people didn't come from, and I didn't have that background at all. I didn't have a social work background, and I didn't have a psych background. So, yeah, like, it doesn't necessarily have to define you, but I also think that, like, I think it sometimes depends on the college that you go to. I don't know, like, my brother-in-law, Fufu, and his girlfriend have, like, done very well. They both went to the finance school at Ball State, and they've done very well in getting jobs in finance. She's like, she loves her job. I mean, he does too, but, like, they, like, got good jobs, you know, in business. And so I think it helps, like, if you go into like, if you're going to go into business or something like that, I think that's totally different. Or what's another degree? Like, education, you know? Like, I mean, if you're going to go into education, obviously, you can't just get a general studies degree and then be a teacher. I mean, I guess you can be, like, a substitute teacher, maybe. But I don't think that you can, like, you have to go in and do, like, what's it called? When you do your, like, your student teaching and things like that. You can't just, like, graduate and be like, okay, I'm a teacher now. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure. So there are some things like that. And I think, like, going into pre-med or pre-law, you have to have, like, a political science background or philosophy background or English background. I mean, certain backgrounds for, I mean, it would probably help you. You could have a general studies degree and get into law school, but it would probably help you if you didn't. Or a science degree would help you get into medical school, you know? But that doesn't necessarily determine that either. I don't know, like, when some people are just, like, stressed out that they don't know what they want to do and whatever, I'm just like, just get your degree, just graduate, you know, like, because I feel like I was really stuck there with, like, not knowing what I wanted to do. And then I remember, like, before I graduated, I had, like, I went out to eat with my dad or something, and he was like, what do you plan to do with this English degree? And this was, like, when I was still drinking. And, like, and he didn't know, like, how bad my grades were and stuff. But I just remember him being like, what do you plan to... And I, like, always kind of had this, like, idea that I was going to, like, I don't know, move to New York and work in a publishing company or something. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know idea what that meant or how you do that. But I guess I just always thought that, you know? And, so, I mean, I had no clue, and I don't feel like college prepared me at all for, like, figuring out what I wanted to do afterwards, you know? Not that was their responsibility, because it wasn't. I don't know, I think it's so hard. And I think, like, you know, I read this book years ago, something called Transitions. I think it was called Transitions. I didn't finish it. I didn't read the whole thing. But it was about transitions that you make in your life and like different transitions that you're gonna have, you know. And it said something that like you change your career like 8 or 9 times in your life. And that doesn't necessarily mean like the place that you work at. It means like your career, it can mean like your career mindset, you know what I mean? But you know, like, I know a lot of people, like, let's say that let's say if they, like, you know, waitress, and then they, like, you know, during the day at a restaurant, and then they, like, bartend, like, at night for 2 different jobs to pay their bills, right? But then they're also, like, a fashion designer, and they're, like, making clothes at home and sewing clothes. If you ask them, like, what do they do for a living? They would say, like, I wait tables and I bartend. But if you ask them, like, what their career is, they would say they were a fashion designer. And I think that those are 2 completely different things, you know? And I think it's, like, also, you know, like, I had a lot of conversations, like, with my publisher back, you know, when I was working on my book, and she would say, like, you never refer to yourself as a writer. And I didn't really feel like a writer, and I felt like that was kind of a phony thing to say. And she would say to me, like, until you believe it, nobody else will, you know? And you have to, like, live in the life of a writer. You have to say, like, I'm a writer, you know? And even, like, when I started doing YouTube videos, even consistently, you know, like, every single day, and that was pretty much all I did every single day, like, I had a really hard time being like, yeah, I'm, like, a YouTuber. In fact, I will never forget, I went to this gas station up the street. I think I actually vlogged about this. I went into this gas station no, because it would have been, like, my first year, but I think I talked about it in a video. There's this couple that in Indianapolis, I don't know if they still live here, Gabe Babe TV or something like that. I should look and see if they still live here. Or if, I don't even know if they're making videos anymore. I'm sure they are. They were doing so well. Oh, maybe. Okay. Yeah, they're still posting videos pretty regularly. So they're like family vloggers. They're really like a nice couple. But anyway, this has been a long time since I looked at their channel, because they have a little girl now, and I didn't know that. Oh, I guess she was pregnant around the time maybe that I started watching them. I haven't watched them in a long, long time. Let's see. Yeah, their P.O. box is still Indianapolis. Oh. I think we go to the same post office for our P.O. box. But anyway, I ran into him at the gas station, and he had on a t-shirt that said, like, I'm a youth. Okay. I literally didn't even see, I don't even know how I didn't see that it was flashing. Anyway, I had to change the battery. And I have the other battery inside charging. So that's my 3rd battery. So, okay, let's make it last. Anyway, I was talking about, it doesn't matter. I was talking about that. I don't even know how I got started talking about that. I think his name is Babe, and her name is Gabe or something. Anyway. How did I get talking about that? But I saw him in the gas station, and I was like, you're that YouTuber? And he was like, yeah. And I said, I said to him, I said something about, like, I was like, Gabe, like, I didn't watch their channel, like, regularly. I'd seen, like, 1 video of theirs or something like that, but I didn't, like, watch their channel regularly. But anyway, I was like, Gabe. And he was like, no, I'm Babe. She's Gabe. And I was like, oh. And, so, like, I was, like, real chatty with him. And he was, okay. I mean, he was kind of friendly, like, I guess, you know. So, anyway, yeah. He was with this, like, I remember talking to him. And he was with his son at the time, too. There's just, like, not any YouTubers in Indiana. You know, it's kind of weird. Like, how did I get talking about that? Shoot, I wish I could remember. I don't remember how I got talking about that. Oh, I was talking about, God, I don't know how I remember that. Saying that I wasn't like, you know, like not saying like, oh, I'm a writer or oh, I'm a YouTuber. You know, it's weird to me still, like when people say to me like, well, I mean, I live in the Midwest, so like whenever you go to like a dinner party, because I'm like going to dinner parties left and right apparently, but no, like when I go and I meet people or whatever, people are always like, you know, like, well, what do you do? Like, and I'm like, you know, I mean, this is the land of, well, I'm an insurance salesman, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I make videos on YouTube. I mean, people don't really understand what that means. And they're like, what do you mean you make videos on YouTube? And I'm like, I make videos on YouTube, like, you know. I don't say I'm a YouTuber, I say I make videos on YouTube. And they're like, well, what kind of videos do you make? And I'm like, and then Alex usually chimes in if he's there. And he's like, he has 5 channels. And I'm like, yeah, and they're like, well, what are your channels? And I'm like, well, I have a booktube channel. I always talk about that. And like literally by the time I'm at the 2nd or 3rd channel, they've like faded off. They could care less. They're not asking for my information. They're not asking. Nobody's that interested in it ever, you know? So it's crazy to me, like, you know, I don't know. It was like, I was reading, I got these 2 Instagram messages from people that like, were just so genuinely sweet today, and they're like YouTubers, and they were like, oh my God, like, I watch all your videos, because like I had like sent them messages back because they had put me like in their mentions or something, and I was like they'd done like little stories about me or whatever, like watching me in the background, and I was like, oh, thank you so much or whatever. And or maybe it was just I showed it or something, I don't know, they reached out to me. But anyway, I think like only within the world of YouTube does anybody care about YouTube. Like, I really truly believe that. Like, outside of YouTube, nobody cares. Like, I mean, let's just, like, put this in perspective, right? Like, if you go up and ask, like, the most random person in the entire world, you know, like, do you know, like, who Shane Dawson is? Or PewDiePie? Or Jake and Logan Paul? Like, these huge, like, YouTubers, right? Or, you know, even, like, Jenna Marbles. Like, I don't think most people know who they are, like, off the street. If you ask them, they would have no clue. But, you know, I used to feel that way, and I'd be like, and that was kind of, like, my way of, like, making sense of all of it. Like, people are people. But, like, in the same realm, like, you know, if you don't watch boxing, you wouldn't know, like, if some famous boxer walked up to you on the street, or some famous golfer, or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, if James Patterson walked up, you know, the author on the street walked up to you, and you just thought he was, like, one of your neighbors, you wouldn't think twice about it, right? Like, or if you didn't read, if you weren't somebody that picked up a book, and he introduced himself and said, oh, I'm James Patterson, like, that would mean nothing to you. So I guess it just is all perspective about, like, what we're interested in and who we're interested in, you know? Like, things like that. I don't know. It's a weird world, isn't it? So, what was the question? What was the question again? Let's go back to the question again. I will tell you what's interesting about that Gabe Babe TV. They get, like, they did, like, Walmart sponsorships and stuff. They have 341,000 subscribers. And, let's see. Their channels, I'm still subscribed to them. They have, like, 5 different channels. The Gabe Fix, that's her. I feel like it used to be called something else. And, oh, she still is posting videos up here. She gets a lot of views on her videos. Clean with me, cleaning motivation, reacting to my old videos, activewear, that's the way love goes, Janet Jackson cover. Ooh, that might be a good video. What I got my kids for Christmas, that was 4 months ago. That video, I was gonna say, it's an interesting video, I would like to watch that. I love, like, the haul videos. I don't really care what the haul videos are. I remember, did you guys watch Amberlynn Reid? Okay, so a lot of people have their issues with Amberlynn Reid, but do you remember when Amberlynn dated Destiny, if you watched it, and she got her not 1 but 2 Christmases? Do you guys remember this? Because Anyway, I think it was because her YouTube money was real good that year or something. So she bought her like all of her Christmas presents. Is somebody coming down my street? Do you know Mel thought it would be real funny? She was like, I'm going to message Alex and I'm going to tell him to come out to your car and scare you. I said, I don't think that's funny, Mel. I don't think that's funny. So anyway, Destiny, okay, so Amber Lynn, like, bought Destiny, like, the world's most, like, fantastic Walmart Christmas. Like, she literally bought her everything from Walmart, and she had it all wrapped, and then she gave it to her, like, I don't know how I remember this. I did a whole video on it. She gave it all to her on, like, October 12th. And then she was like, yeah, I'll probably go and buy her a whole new Christmas, because she's opened everything. God. I love any kind of haul video. I think they're so interesting. I don't know why. And then, what's this? They have a podcast called Let's Make Out. And then his channel is called Chad's Life. And he hasn't posted on it in 2 years. And then their son has a channel, and he hasn't posted on it in 2 years. So I don't know what happened. They did a video 3 days ago called Chocolate Chip Banana Bread. And then, like, I'm trying to think of who else. Lana, Indiana. She and I briefly talked in DMs. She was very sweet. Very, very sweet. But she's, like, never in Indiana. So she should change her name to Lana Never in Indiana, because she's, like, never here. And there's, like, no, like, oh, there's that Jam Beauty, I think. Like, and she and I may have talked like once or twice on Instagram or something like that, but I think that was it. But other than that, there's like, well, I mean, John Green of the Vlog Brothers, but, you know, there's like no YouTubers in like Indiana, like none. Just weird, you know? And I feel like in other places, I feel like I'm like forgetting somebody. I don't know. Anyway. Not that I know of. There's not. Okay. Let's go and read some other comments. So, Robin, thank you for saying you needed to hear Melissa's story. I appreciate it. Trisha said, good night, pretty Peter. Good night. Angela said, I crack up every time you adjust your cap, because as soon as you adjust it, it starts sliding right back down. Does it? I didn't know that. Do you know what I just got? Like, I'm drinking this Diet Coke, which is, it's fine, but I just like got craving like the coldest water. Do you guys ever crave that, like in the middle of the night? Alex said to me today when we were talking about like just like eating, because he's like, yeah, we were both talking about how we've been eating like crap, and he said, I just haven't been eating healthy at all. I think that's maybe why I don't feel well. And he said, well, you've been drinking a lot of Diet Coke too. And I said, oh, I know. I said, I have been. I've been like drinking like 3 to 4 Diet Cokes a day. It just progressively gets worse and worse. Jessica said, I've been watching your videos across all channels for a couple of years now and never comment, but you're absolutely fab. Love from Australia. Love you. Thank you, Australia, Jessica. S. Ramsey said, opulently plentiful beeswax lips. So many people are commenting about the animal thing. Alex doesn't want the Animal Crossing, I asked him, but you can't even get it if you want it. Kennedy said, I just downloaded Framed. You should be a salesman for audiobooks by just doing dramatic readings and descriptions, LOL. Could you tell Audible that, please? Rachel said, love you, Peter. Just want to thank you for the vlogs. They are a big part of my day. I love listening to your voice every time I take a nap or fall asleep at night. I'm basically like the world's biggest sleep aid, is what I am. And I don't hate that either. Look at this. What's up, darling Jolene Joe? Hey. I basically have the shelf. Do you remember the shelf hairdo? Carrie said, hey, I didn't get a Jake Paul notification. She's talking about the video that I made about Jake Paul. LOL, not that I care about him, but I watch him anyway. Love you. Thank you. No, I don't think anybody got the notifications, but I'm not going to fight it. You know, it's like, nobody cares. And then if you say, like, nobody obviously got my notifications because nobody's watching my video, it sounds desperate, right? Like, because then your haters are thinking, no, people just don't like your videos anymore, so don't say it. It's a stupid look, so I just don't say anything anymore. You know, it is what it is. Nikki said, you have become my nightly routine. I'd love to get under the covers and put my phone on my nightstand and watch you. Aw, I find you so comforting. Thank you so much. Annie said, you know what kind of bothers me? I've heard several influencers be asked what YouTube channels they watch, and they say, oh, we don't really watch YouTube. I do understand, but at the same time, some of the tones felt like they were too good to spend time watching TV. It's crazy to me. So I think sometimes, like, when I say that, like, I don't really watch YouTube. If I say that, I don't know if I've said that on here, but if I say it like that, what I mean is that there's not really, like, any, right now, consistent channel. I'm trying to think of, like, who it would be. Consistent channels that, like, I watch every single one of their videos. You know, like Jake Yonsei TV right now, I watch a lot of his videos because of RuPaul's Drag Race. Probably he's, like, one I watch. Aphrodite, I watch all his videos. But there's not, like, really anybody that, like, I watch, like, every single video that they put out. But I do want to say this, like, this is important. I was never, other than Will and RJ at Shep689 and that David and Brian that were gay vloggers, and then there was, like, they were on this, like, collab channel, like, 5 Gay Guys, I don't know what it was called. Though all of that at that time, and Chris Crocker and Johnny Boy XO, like, I watched all of them, but, like, even, like, with Tyler Oakley or Glozell or whatever, it was very hit or miss. Like, it was like, if they put up a video and I thought it was funny, I would watch it. If I didn't, I didn't. I was never somebody that, like, had my 10 channels that I watched consistently every single day. It was never like that. Really, Will and RJ at Shep689 are the only people I've ever consistently been like that, except for Nick and Poncho, but Nick and Poncho hardly, I mean, they put out videos like once every month or two, you know? So, oh, that's not true. The most popular girls in high school, I used to watch that religiously too. But other than that, I just follow down trends on YouTube is what I do. And it's usually like somebody will say something. Okay, so like I'm obsessed with Schitt's Creek. So just like my husband did, now I'm watching all these interviews with Dan Levy. So I watched tonight like the 10 essential things that Dan Levy, he plays the main character. He's Eugene Levy's son. And he plays David on the TV show. But anyway, he, I think like Alex thinks he's a lot like him. I don't think Alex is a lot like him. I think Alex thinks he even looks like him and stuff. I think like Alex thinks he's attractive and wants to look like him. I'm like, okay, we'll let you have that. So anyway, But I watched like 10 essential things that he needed to have, and then he did like the Vogue interview where it's like 67 questions or whatever. I watched that. And then I watched some interviews, and then like I'll watch like a Jake Yonsei video, and then on RuPaul's Drag Race, and then it'll recommend like 5 videos underneath there, and it'll be like 12 things that you never knew about RuPaul's Drag Race, and I'll watch like that, and I'll fall down the rabbit hole. Like that's kind of my YouTube style, is falling down the rabbit hole. Like that's how I've always watched YouTube. It's like I watch one thing and then it's like the She Shed thing. And then before the She Shed thing, I'm like real obsessed. Well, first of all, I have to say, and I know that people aren't gonna like this when I say this, I'm not real obsessed with the van life living because I think it's all fake. I really do. I think the majority of those van life livers are all fake and they're just doing it for views. I really do. Because if you watch them long enough, like, I don't know, I'm just not real convinced. I'm just not super convinced. But anyway, but they're dreamy, aren't they? Like, the vans are real dreamy. But anyway, I really, really like the shipping crate house videos. I like those kind of videos, like the off the grid, let's make a house. But like, I like watching those kind of things on TV too. So, and then, oh, I know something I watch every one of. Hey Queen. You know, it's interesting because I'll be like watching something on YouTube and then I'll be like, oh my God, this is like something that I watch all the time, that I always like want to say I watch all the time. So I do watch a lot of YouTube. I watch a lot of music videos on YouTube too, like old school music videos. And I'll go through a phase, like I want to hear like everything by Janet Jackson or everything by like, you know, Madonna, or, you know, like Climax or something like that. I go through these phases. So it's not like, I don't know, it's not really consistent to me. I don't know, but I love YouTube, and I feel really, really fortunate to have a platform where you can literally find a video about anything you could ever possibly want, A, and that's free, okay, and B, I mean, all you have to do is watch some ads, right? And B, that I have a place where I can go and make videos about whatever I want to make videos about and post them, and people can watch them. Like, I think it's the coolest thing. And I have to say, like, I think that's one of the reasons why I don't find myself, like, I have a hard time complaining about YouTube. Like, even when it's like, oh, well, like, you know, like, you've consistently lost 1,000 subscribers a month and your manager is telling you there's something wrong with your channel, but we can't figure out what it is. It's like, I don't fight it at some point, just because it's like, you know what, like, I'm so blessed to be able to have this place that I can come and do this anyway. Like, I never thought in a million years. So, I don't know, I don't find the need to complain about it a lot, you know, like, where else do you know that, I mean, literally think about it this way. Where else do you know that you can literally start something creative like tomorrow? I mean, I guess Etsy is another one, you know, some of these places like that, but like really like YouTube, where you can have a chance at getting a following, making a little extra money, making an income, having people listen to what you have to say, laugh with people, help people cry, have people laugh, tell stories of your life. There's so many things you can do with that, right? Like, and it's just there, free for you to use. That's why I tell people all the time when people are like, oh, I think about start a channel. What's the worst that could happen, you know? Nobody will watch it. Like, that's like the main thing is like, you know, people reach out to me and they'll be like, I can't get anybody to watch my videos. And I'm like, well, I mean, it's kind of a crapshoot. I don't know really what to tell you. And I'm not somebody that believes that, like, tagging your videos, all the appropriate tags will move your video up in the algorithm. I totally don't even believe in all that. I think it's just pure, I don't know. I think it's pure luck sometimes. Do I think that YouTube pushes some people that they like more than others? Yeah. But I don't think it's as calculated as people think it is. I think it's a business, like everything else is, you know? And I think trends change, and no. I don't need to understand all that stuff. You know, like, I think that's something as I got older, like, I don't know if that will even make any sense, But like some of you out there, maybe it's not an age thing. Some of you guys I think will relate to what I'm saying. Like things that I used to like 20 years ago, I would have been like, well, I need to understand the algorithm and I need to understand why certain videos are getting pushed more than others and why is it mine and what can I do to get mine. I don't care. I don't care. If people want to watch my videos, and I hope they find my videos, I much more believe in, and maybe this is crazy, in the spiritual than the technical, if that makes sense. That those that are supposed to find my channel will. It's kind of how I feel about it. And it's not about an algorithm. And I know that that sounds crazy, but like I just kind of believe in like, I'm like, listen, I'm much more in like lighting a candle, a stick of incense, and you know, I don't know, playing some, you know, like Stevie Nicks and praying on a full moon that whoever's supposed to find my channel is gonna find my channel. It's not that deep, you know what I mean? Like, it just isn't. I think we get so, like, I watch these videos sometimes and it's like people are like, well, the algorithm, and I just like want to start spitting out laughing. I'm just like, settle down, okay? Like, and I've been there on YouTube. Like, it's hard, you know, when you're putting your heart and soul into something. You're putting your literal heart and soul into something, and it's like, you're like, somebody over there, okay, is getting like 100,000 times more views than you, and you like watch their video and you're like, can somebody explain to me the difference between like why somebody would want to watch that? You know what I mean? Which is arrogance in itself anyway. But then it's like, once you kind of get past that after a while and you're just like, it's going to turn out the way that it's supposed to turn out, right? And I don't know, I see people get so upset about it and stuff. And I mean, I get it. I do. Like, it's frustrating, right? But I also know what I can control and what I can't control. There's a lot that I can't control in this world. And when I started realizing that it was easier for me just to let go of the stuff that I can't control, A, I felt like I had a lot more control. And B, life just was a lot easier, you know? And I think most people out there would agree with that. But that wasn't something that just happened overnight. Like, that was like, you know, a process. I mean, hell, like 3 years ago on my channels, I was complaining about this glitch that I had. And I did have a glitch. I know, because one day it just changed. And I've had people from YouTube tell me that it was a glitch, you know? But like, I was so frustrated at the time. I was like, I can't do anything about this and blah, 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 and I'm losing subscribers and whatever. And today it's kind of like, I'm going through the same thing and I'm just kind of like, I guess what's supposed to happen is supposed to happen. Like, I can't really change that, you know? I just feel blessed that I have a place to come. I mean, it's crazy to me that I could have 20 channels if I wanted to. You know what I mean? Like, I could have 20 channels about 20 different things. Sure, people would say I was crazy, but whatever. I could have 20 different channels. I could post videos about everything I wanted to post about. I could do whatever I wanted to do. I just think it's crazy, you know? Like, I think it's such a cool thing that the opportunities that we're able to have through, you could do anything. You could start a TV show, you could do documentaries, you could do movies. You know, like, I've always wanted to do a documentary. Like, well, YouTube gives me an outlet. I could film a documentary on my own and put it on my YouTube channel. Do you know what I mean? There's so many things that you can do. And you could do cartoons, you can sing covers, you can do whatever you want to do, you know? And I think it's a really, really cool place. Not to mention, I've made some amazing friends, you know, off of like YouTube. And really more from people that have watched my videos than people that like are YouTubers themselves, if that, you know, if that makes sense. All right, I've become long-winded. Where am I at on time? Okay, got about 5 minutes left. Megan said, you didn't make the title, I'm a bit fluffy, like you said you were going to. I died when you said, is that what you're calling it? Hope everyone's well. I know. Actually, I had it on there, and then I changed it back. Sorry. I will try to pick a comment though, but then I was like, okay, but then this is what I thought. I thought like, so then if I'm having like a really rough day and I title the video, I'm having a really rough day, and people come to it, they're just gonna expect that it's a comment that I got on my video because I said I was gonna make my title of my video comments from now on. Does that make sense? I was like, you know what? Like, as cute of an idea as that was, I think maybe it would be better to stop and not do that. Okay, Saint Creole said, Mr. Monn, I adore you. You are so bright and shine like a light into my personal alley of anxiety. I find you so relaxing and supportive. Just wanted you to know how much I appreciate you. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So many people left really colorful hearts. Maricela, Angela, Caitlin, Karen, Elizabeth. Adriana said, she was like talking about, she timestamped it when I turned on my audiobook and it said something about the hand job. Okay, what's so funny about that is she's not even doing that in the book. Like, she's just referencing, like, she's saying, oh, people that do that kind of thing. There's like a helicopter in the sky right there. The book is actually really pretty good. When she said, family friendly! Joe Halatail said, I know I mispronounced your name, I'm sorry. Peter, listening to you read your book on your BookTube channel inspired me to start writing my novel again. It's been something I've been working on off and on for years, and listening to your book really inspired me, and I'm back at it again. Thank you for that. Love you. Oh, that makes me really happy. Write your book and then tell your story and inspire somebody else, because that's how you pay it forward. And I mean, like, that's just how it was for me, you know, like when I was writing my book and I was talking to other, you know, authors, I talked a lot to, why can't I even read? I can't even think right now. Oh my God, why can't I think of his name? The Geography Club book. Well, I talked a lot to Jay Bell, because he's a writer, a self-published writer, and why can't I think of his, something Jur, Brent Hardiger. Is that who it is, Brent Hardiger? The book. Yeah, Brent Hardiger. I talked a lot to him, and he was really, really helpful when I was writing. And he, like, would tell me, like, things that he had done that, like, helped him on his first novel, and, like, things that, like, were hard for him. And he would say, like, you know, don't beat yourself up. It's not going to be your greatest book you ever write. And he would say, you know, like, just keep on, make sure that you get it done. Just make sure that you get it done. Make sure that you get it done. It's going to stop. Hold on. And he was so inspiring to me and so helpful. He taught me the difference between writing organically and from an outline, and, you know, how to do both. And I don't know, like, it was him and Jay Bell, and Ellen Hopkins was really helpful to me. And I had interviewed Jackie Collins twice, and she was really, really helpful. And I just, you know, I felt real inspired by other writers. And one of the things that really inspired me by other writers was when I heard how much other writers take from other writers. You know, like how much they read other people, and like how other books inspire them and things like that. And I was like, you know, I really like that. And so I started, you know, doing kind of the same thing. So I think it's the same thing, you know, and I don't know, it just means a lot to me that me reading my book inspired you. I think that's awesome that you got back out there and started that again. Jessica said, every night I let my dogs take my shower, then get in bed and watch your vlogs with my weighted blanket and soda water. Oh, I love that. Now, do you believe in the weighted blankets? Like, should I get a weighted blanket? I've been thinking about it for a while. Angela said, just got home from my grandma's funeral. She passed away Saturday. Watching your vlog put a smile on my face for the first time in days. Thank you for brightening my day. Angela, I'm so sorry to hear about your grandma. Sending prayers your way, sweetie. Courtney said, but Peter, it's so hard to get this house chores done when I am usually constantly working. Now that my hours are cut, my yard and house is finally immaculate condition and it feels good, but you are right. We still need to take some time for ourselves and we'll try to do that. I think I needed to hear that because I think I'm pushing myself too hard. Love you, Peter. Love you too. You know, I was reading this article that one of the first businesses they're going to open back up in Indianapolis, which I think is interesting, is nurseries and garden shops. And I'm sure it has something to do with, because like people are wanting to get their plants and stuff like that. But if that's the case, then I'm going to make my patio and my front yard really, really nice. And I'm just going to spend a lot of time at home this summer. Let's see. Stacy said, I'm new to YouTube. I literally didn't know how it worked. I asked my 17-year-old son how to subscribe. He walked me through it. I'm now subscribed to all your channels. I have a lot of common interests, obsessions. Here are only some of them. Coffee, true crime, audiobooks in my car, disco, older songs, dogs, Mrs. Myers, and sometimes I can sense things before they happen. I love that you put that, all the things down there that we have in common. I wish you guys would do that. That's a great thing. If you have things in common, put them in the comment section below. I love that. Welcome aboard, Stacy. Thank you. Tiffany put a bunch of hearts. Marissa said, you listen to books that fast? Good for you. All I heard was something about the hand jobs. I swear the book is not about that. It's about this woman that, like, it's a true story about Molly Bloom. Look her up. Okay. Okay, Crafty Sutton said, hey Peter, all Nintendo Switch consoles are sold out in all of the United States. This is the reason why people are selling their used consoles for $700. Ridiculous. The Animal Crossing Switch console is just a limited edition design and doesn't come with the game. I'm using my son's Switch to play Animal Crossing in my nights off from the hospital. Just a grown-ass woman gaming on my bed. Okay, but can you buy the game without having to buy, like, do you know what I mean? Like, can you buy it digitally? Okay, Margaret said, to quote Columbo, I already love this. Just one more thing. Peter, you are so right. You have such a good attitude. If we're content with who we are, and we can treat others the same way. I don't always comment, but no, I watch your vlogs every day. Plus, I think in all of this mess, you're a lifeline in so many people. Oh, thank you. You're the one thing we can count on every day. I don't remember how I found your channel, but I'm so glad I did. Everybody stay safe and healthy. God bless. What a nice comment. What a really, really nice message. Thank you. Deirdre said, I'm taking a few days off for the fact that my hubby and my boys, not really, 18 and 21, didn't do a thing for my birthday. So I'm on strike. No cooking, laundry, etc. They're on their own. It's me time. Happy birthday, Deirdre. And I think that's absolutely fantastic. And Mary said, good for you. Happy birthday to you. I agree. Okay, so Deneen said, let me tell you about these cookies. Okay, these cookies, these Costco chocolate chip cookies. Deneen said, where did the cookies go, Alex? Where did they go? Well, Peter, while you were sitting out in the car sipping your Diet Coke for 2 hours, the Women's League dropped by. What was I supposed to do? I had to feed them something, and let me tell you, Peter, that Jane can eat. Okay, so I was sitting. I woke up tonight, okay? I had this horrible nightmare, and I woke up, And Alex was watching Ozark, and he had like one of those vitamin waters, you know, and then he was eating something, and it was like in between us. Like I couldn't see what he was eating, but it was like in between us. And so I look over, and he's grabbing one of these the chocolate chip cookies are like this big from Costco, right? He's eating these chocolate chip cookies from Costco. I don't know why it cracked me up so bad, but I just went like, I was like looking over like this, and I just went, and I just grabbed one of it. I'm like half asleep. Oh, we're losing it at this house. Can you tell? We're totally losing it at this point. Every time I talk to Valerie on the phone, she's always like, she's like, what about 2 bananas and an apple? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, you just need to get some fruit and vegetables. And I'm like, okay, Mom. And she's like, no, you need to go to the grocery store and you need to get 2 bananas and an apple. She always says 2 bananas and an apple. I don't know why it's 2 bananas and an apple. It cracks me up, but every single time she says it. And she's like, I've been telling everybody, they just need to go get 2 bananas and an apple. They need to get some fruits and vegetables in their system. I do that. I need to start eating healthier instead of all this crap I've been sitting around here eating. But then, let me tell you how bad it is that I'm like, well, I spent like $300 on groceries of processed food. I mean, I've got more mac and cheese and noodles in there than I know what to do with, and frozen pizzas and things like that. Like, well, what am I going to do? Just never eat them now? Be real healthy, I guess, but just throw away $200. I mean, I've probably eaten at this point like $100 of it, don't you think? Probably even more than that. I don't know. I have a lot of that Morningstar stuff in there, which isn't really healthy for you, but it's not horrible. Girl Friday said, love ya. Thank you, essential workers. Stay healthy, Wolfpack. Lisa said, Peter, going to lock my door. Loving the 2-hour vlogs. Oh, yay. Weird Neffy said, try your pasta with butter and Parmesan cheese next time. It's so good. And here is some trivia for you. Anne Rice was born Howard Allen Frances O'Brien. She was named after her father. I thought I would share that since you were talking androgynous names. I never knew that about Anne Rice. I was just talking about Anne Rice the other day with a friend of mine. I could never get into those Anne Rice books. Interview with a Vampire and all that stuff. The Vampire Lestat and Lestat or Lestat, whatever. Anyway, but like when I was like a senior in high school forward, like everybody would say they were vampires. You would meet people all the time and they'd tell you that they were vampires. Do you guys remember this? They always were writing books in Perkins and Denny's and they were vampires and they'd tell you they were vampires. This was long before True Blood and all that kind of stuff, but no, it's the truth of the nature all day long. It really is. We used to meet these people all the time. We'd be like sitting there, we'd be like drinking coffee late at night, and we'd be like, oh, what are you doing? And they're like, I'm writing a book about my experiences. I'm a vampire. Well, it was because all these Anne Rice books had come out. So anyway, then her son, Christopher Rice, wrote a bunch of books. Garden of something. I can't remember. That one was like the best one. But I loved his books. I loved his books. I thought they were so fantastic. He actually has one book that I haven't read that I've been meaning to read. Something about Hollywood. Okay, and I actually had pasta like 2 weeks ago with Parmesan cheese and butter and salt in it, and I felt like the Parmesan cheese kind of ruined it. I don't know why this cracks me up. Danielle said, my husband eats pork and beans for every meal. Yes, just like Steel Magnolias, I finally had to say no more. Why did that crack me up so much? It cracked Linda up too. She put crying emoji. Eat beans with every meal. The more you feel, how's that song go? Beans, beans, a wonderful fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. The more you toot, the better you feel. So eat beans with every meal. Do you guys remember that back in the day? Oh my God. How did I remember that? Okay. Yeah, I have to read this comment just because it so cracked me up. Okay. Melissa said, this is her dream. Okay. She said, okay, this is so weird. I woke up in the middle of the night because my hand hurt. I was still mostly asleep, but I remember thinking, unclench your fist. Peter's dad said that's why it hurts. I did, and the pain went away. Then I was dreaming that my friend Suzanne and I were at some kind of social function. I love that you call it a social function, okay? I don't know why, but that just made my week. Okay, and I introduced her as my cousin Caroline. Our grandmother was in prison for embezzlement, but she was a real nice lady. What was really odd was that I believed this in the dreams. Too many chips and dip, love you. I live for that. That makes me so happy. Cindy in Nova Scotia said, love you, Peter. If you told me 2 years ago that the last thing I would do at night is watch someone talking for 2 hours in the car, I would have thought you were nuts. If you would, well, hold on. I would miss you if you didn't do this every night. And Linda said, ditto. If you had told me 2 years ago that, well, I guess I was doing it 2 years ago. If you told me 5 years ago that I would be every night in a car talking for an hour or two, I would never in a million years believed it. I really wouldn't have. I would have been like, what? You're crazy. I don't know what you're talking about. But here I am. I'm really thirsty for some water, but I don't want to walk inside just yet. Okay, wait. So Melissa said, Peter, you can get the game Animal Crossing and a Nintendo Wii together. They call them bundles. And if you get the game you can get Animal Crossing for the Nintendo Wii? I don't know if that's true, is it? Maybe you meant the Stitch or whatever it's called. Patty Cake asked if I found out what happened with a neighbor. No, and I've asked everybody that's walked by my house and nobody knows. I wish I did though. Lisa said, I personally love vlogs over 30 minutes. I feel like I connect better with the vlogger and makes me stick around. Lacey said, I read the book Run on your recommendation. It's the first book I've read in probably 10 years. Thank you so much for directing me into something great I can distract myself with. Oh, and your vlogs too, of course. Aww. I loved that book. Okay, so everybody's explaining the Switch to me. Christine said, I just finished this book called Quiet, and they call taking time to do something that makes you happy as making time for your restorative niche. So whenever people are going to try to get me to do something in the future and all I want to do is read a book, I'm going to say, I've already got plans to work on my restorative niche. The judgment is real sometimes when you just want some time, some you time. At least that's how I feel as an introvert. What a great statement. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Britt said, oh my gosh, I watched the rant playlist yesterday too. It was so much fun. Love you, Peter. Thanks for watching those. Muzi said, Peter, I blame you for me consuming a whole jar of French onion dip. Thanks a lot. It's not hard. But the Lay's is so much better than the Dean's dip. I don't really care for the Dean's dip. Sarah said, Switches are so expensive right now, but I ordered a Switch Lite. Not quite as expensive. And yes, you can buy and download any game once you get the Switch. Going for like $600 plus right now when they're typically $300. I paid $260 for the Switch Lite, but they're supposed to only be $200. I will say though, Animal Crossing is so adorable. Heather said, I love the Red Rising series. You definitely need to read them. I cried several times throughout the series. I'm not the fastest reader, but I went through them really quick. I was drawn in and couldn't put down the books. Very similar to the Hunger Games and the Divergent series. I also would suggest if you have not read the Ugly series, which includes The Ugly, The Pretties. You know, I've looked at those Scott Westerfeld books many times. The Uglies, The Pretties, The Specials, and Extras by Scott Westerfeld. Alyssa said, I live about an hour from Indy and I feel like I need to mail you some Lay's dip. No, you don't need to do that, but thank you. Oh my gosh. Oh. Chloe said, every time Peter reaches for his lip balm and lip gloss, I reach for my lip balm and lip gloss. Mean Girls reference. Oh, when she says that, okay. Ness the Makeup Freak said, I don't know what it is, but I watch your vlogs, fall asleep, then have to rewatch it because don't know what it was about. LOL, love you, and thank you, Peter. Oh, thank you so much. You know, probably the views that I get on here are from people falling asleep and having to rewatch my vlog, don't you think? That's probably what it is. I don't know what is wrong with this battery, but I just looked up and it's like half full, so I'm sure it's gonna die here in a second. I don't know why my batteries aren't like holding anymore. But you know what's holding up? My hairdo. That should so be my thumbnail. Oh my god, I just want to be pretty again. Do we all have dreams that when this is over, we're going to be like on some yacht and just all of a sudden have $1 million in the bank account and we're going to be, you know, 100 pounds thinner and just look fantastic? I know that's how I feel. Is it the truth? Could you tell me, please? Oh my god. I find myself throughout the day thinking, like, when this is over, when this is over, when this is over, and it's like, what? My life isn't going to be any different. I mean, I'm not going to do anything different. I'm going to continue to do the same things I do every day. In fact, of everybody that I know, my life is probably least affected by all of this, you know? But I'm all of a sudden like, when this is over, I'm losing 100 pounds and I'm going to start like being like, get back in, because I, you know, love clothes so much. And I'm like, I'm going to like style my clothes every day and have like the coolest clothes and coolest outfit every day. And I'm going to be really into like picking my outfit out and doing like an outfit of the day on Instagram. And, you know, and then I'm going to like save all of my money and we're going to go on trips left and right and blah, 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 whatever. And I'm like, our life is probably going to look exactly the same as it did, except for my husband will just be at work during the day, you know? And Boo and Tucker are going to get haircuts. I think they're opening up pet grooming facilities. Something I read on. See if I can find the article. I think this might be the article I read. No, because it talked about specific places. I feel like when I read it, it was from the weekend. But they were talking about what businesses that they were going to reopen, and there was like a list of I want to see this because I want to see if one of them was opening state business concern 14 hours ago. Okay. So they're talking about as of Tuesday of next week, they can go in for elective procedures. That's one thing they're talking about. This all has to be like, they're going to have some big conference about it tomorrow or something, it says. This is the article I just read. Is this the article that I read? On April 27th, assuming things keep trending in a positive direction, routine care like dentist office visits will be reopened. Okay. From there, Holcomb has said he is eyeing early May as a time to potentially lessen restrictions on a broader level. This is not the article that I read, but what about sports, movies, shopping malls? Because, oh, gyms was one of them that they were talking about. Yeah, this wasn't the article. I don't know. But there was like all these, Indiana restaurants prepare to reopen in May. That was 3 days ago. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this whole reopen thing and how they do it, you know, like, and, like, are they gonna, like, prepare us for it and, like, what it's gonna be like afterwards? I guess that's my thing, is, like, well, what are they gonna do, like, afterwards, you know, like, are they gonna say we all have to wear masks, or we all have to wear gloves, or I guess they're now saying, I don't know, a couple people have told me that we're not supposed to be wearing gloves now. I don't know if that's true or not, but, you know, it's like, I guess, what are the preventative measures going forward? Like, that would make me feel safe to know those things, because I don't know that I want to just, like, go right back out there and take my chances. That scares the hell out of me. So, I don't know. I mean, it seems weird that we've been, like, at home all this time, and then we're just going to go, like, back to normal. I don't know. Like, have we flattened the curve enough? Like, I mean, I read these articles, like, every single day, and it's like, we're still getting cases, so it doesn't, I'm like, if we're still getting cases, then how are we flattening the curve? And it doesn't seem like they've really thought about some plan in place, you know, to go forward. I feel like if you're coming into contact with anybody that's working, that everybody should, at least, if they're talking about masks, like, why are we just not, like, having everybody wear masks at this point? Like, you know, if we know that that could possibly help the situation, why? I don't understand that. Like, you know, anyway, what do I know? I don't know. I'm gonna get off the vlog now, and I'm gonna listen to Molly's game, so I'm gonna shut this vlog down a little bit earlier tonight. Plus, I'm gonna go get some water. Like, I'm so thirsty for water right now. I don't know what it is. I'm not thirsty for this Coke anymore. So anyway, I'm gonna get off here, and yeah, tomorrow when I'm feeling a little bit better, I'll do some stories and stuff like that, I promise. And I'm gonna try to get up tomorrow and do a bunch of videos on my other channel because I've taken 2 days and I haven't done any videos, and do my hair as well. This is because I took a shower earlier and my hair did look kind of nice. But then I slept on it right here, can you see? Anyway, thank you guys for watching the vlog this far, and I hope you guys are getting through these hard times, and you know, if you're stressed out, put it in the comment section, vent if you need to, let it out, let this be a place of comfort and support for you. And I know you know that we're all having different yet similar feelings at the same time. It's like some of our feelings are alike and some of our feelings are like real crazy and different over all this, and you know, there's nothing wrong with how you're feeling. Feelings aren't facts, but you have a right to your feelings as well. So remember that when you're going through this, and don't let, you know, when you say like I'm feeling a certain way, like I get very panicky and nervous about things, and my friends are like, it's not that, don't worry about it, it's, you know, whatever. And I'm like, no, like I do feel like it's a big deal, like, you know. And so I think don't ever be ashamed of your feelings. Always, you know, whatever, not just about this situation, but whatever your feelings are in general about life, you know. I don't know. I don't ever feel like I was pushed, like, and told not to share my feelings. Like, my family was always encouraging of me sharing my feelings. I just didn't when I was growing up. I know I'm like a really hyper emotional person today, but that's not who I was when I was a kid. I was pretty stoic, and I think I just learned to stuff stuff, and that wasn't healthy for me. And so I think we have to share how we feel. This vlog is so helpful and cathartic for me because I am able to share how I feel, you know, like on a daily basis, and get it out. And so I'm not rushed to end this. I'm gonna stop it because it's at 28 minutes and something. Hold on. Okay, but anyway, this vlog is so cathartic for me, and it's so helpful for me every single day to come out here and just vent. And I am so appreciative to you guys for allowing me to have a place to just talk. And I mean, the comments are just so overwhelmingly nice when you guys are like, you know, thank you so much, you help me sleep, you help with my anxiety, you help with this. I mean, that just means the world to me. I mean, it really, really means the world to me. So thank you for allowing me to, I don't know, talk in a car every day and be part of, you know, your life. It's just a really cool feeling. It's just a really cool thing. So thank you. And thank you for watching all the way through. If you made it this far, put blue hearts in the comment section below, and thread the comment section with colors for the essential workers. Any of your favorite emojis, whatever they are. And yeah. And I hope you're having an amazing Wednesday, unless you have other plans. But like I always say, don't have other plans. Make the most of your day. Do something fun today. Do something exciting. I don't know. I'm going to be outside tomorrow if it's 70 degrees, and I hope I'm feeling better. And do something that will make you really happy today, and content and peaceful. And I don't know, do some meditation outside and have a cup of tea. Oh, that sounds so good right now. And do something that will make yourself proud when you look back on it tomorrow, or a week from now, or 10 years from now, 60 years, 69 years, family. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and you tell yourself, I love you, you are valuable, you are important, and you matter. And do one really good, positive affirmation every single day, or 5 or 10. And every night before you go to bed too, and say to yourself, tomorrow is going to be an amazing day. I'm going to be happy, joyous, and free all day long. And if I'm not, I can start my day over whenever I want. And when you get up in the morning, say, today is going to be an amazing day. I'm going to be happy, joyous, and free all day long today. And if I'm not, I can start my day over whenever I want. Or I can be miserable if I choose to be, but I don't want to choose that. And most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody today and let them know how much they mean to you. Say, hey, I just want to let you know I was thinking of you today. I hope you're doing okay, getting through all this. And also practice random acts of kindness. But what? Most importantly, don't tell anybody. Just do it, because it's the right thing to do, and it feels good. And it feels good just to put stuff, you know, good out there in the world. And I think that's it. Yep, I think that's it. Anyway, thank you guys for listening, and I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.